Kong and the UAE.
And a big welcome to TVB's coverage of today's game of the 2013 HSB Asian Five Nations between Hong Kong and the United Arab Emirates, playing at the Hong Kong Football Club here in Hong Kong.
Although defined by the Elite Top 5 competition, the HSBC Asian Five Nations offers test rugby or development programs for all 28 members of the Asian Rugby Football Union. The aim is to grow the game in a region that spans Kazakhstan in the north to Indonesia in the south, Lebanon in the west, to Guam in the east, over 44 million square kilometres with a combined population of more than 3 billion people. The top 5 is the tournament's showcase and is supported by 5 divisions beneath it, each offering promotion and relegation every year and creating a clear pathway for all participants to graduate to higher levels of competition. The A5N gives all teams from Cambodia to Uzbekistan opportunities to one day ascend to the top 5. Once every 4 years, the winning team from the top 5 receives a direct slot to the IRB World Cup, the biggest rugby prize of them all.
So we go to live pictures now here at Hong Kong Football Club in Hong Kong. My name is Andrew Chambers, joined today by Robbie McRobbie. Robbie, looking forward to today's game?
Very much so, Andy. The teams look as if they mean business. They're just being introduced now to the dignitaries. The national anthem's about to start, and I think it's going to be a cracking game.
I think so. I think both these teams will be aware of this morning's game, what happened in Japan. Obviously, Japan winning quite convincingly against Philippines, 121-0. And I think everyone in this group is certainly aware that Japan are most likely going to win it, as they have for the last 5 years. But now the battle for second place, do you see both these teams vying for that? I'm just going to go live pictures now, sorry for the national anthem.
please remain standing for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Okay, so the national anthem's underway. So let's get stuck into the game. Robbie, expecting a pretty open game from Hong Kong here. They've picked a very big pack to counter Arabian Gulfs. How do you see this game going?
I think that dominance up front is going to be absolutely paramount. As you say, there's two big packs. I think they're going to battle themselves to a standstill. And then, Hong Kong Sevens boys not playing, but they've still got some pace out wide. So I think if they can secure the set piece, if they can get some dominance, then Hong Kong will be hoping that it'll be a similar result to the last time that these two sides met.
Hong Kong have an advantage, obviously, in a single city, easy to train together. Arabian Gulf managed to put together a 3-day training camp prior to this, and actually quite confident with that kind of build-up. You'd expect, though, however, that the fitness of Hong Kong, they've been preparing this for some time now. They've got two squads, with their Sevens boys no longer involved. You'd expect Hong Kong's fitness probably to come through in the last sort of 20-30 minutes?
Absolutely. I think outside of Japan, Hong Kong have clearly got the most professional setup in Asia, and I'm sure, as you say, they'll be hoping that they'll have the edge in terms of the stamina, the fitness, and just the fact that, as you say, that they're training together week in, week out, whereas the UAE boys, have to snatch the time together when they can.
And another, probably a little bit of a disadvantage for them is they've lost their captain in the last couple of days. Luckily not down to any injury, but unfortunately down to work commitments. So step-in captain is always a little bit of a rough luck when your captain's your leader and you've lost him in the last sort of couple of days. Is not something that you'd want, certainly on an away trip, where Hong Kong seem very settled. Lee Jones has picked a very experienced squad, so to speak, and then he's dropped in some 4 new debutants. And any of those debutants you're looking forward to seeing the most?
I think from the Hong Kong point of view, obviously it's exciting to see the young local boy Leon Y, who's come through the age grade system. This is his first cap, and it's a big team he's up against. But Leon, I think, will be one to watch out for. There's another new cap on the bench, also front row, James Cooper. I think he's a guy with a lot of talent who I'm sure will be used as an impact player later on. Dave Whiteford, again on the bench. He's just qualified 3-year eligibility. He's a Hong Kong Scottish player, and he's very excited, I know, about the opportunity of winning his first cap, and I'm sure he'll be thrown on into the fray in the second half as well. So yeah, as you say, that few new caps, but they're all fairly seasoned, experienced players, and I think that Hong Kong really will be quietly confident of getting a result out of this.
The Hong Kong local rugby community will see, those watching on TV, something very different about this markup. There's no Rowan Varties, no McQueen brothers, no Haynes brothers, the real household names here in Hong Kong. And it's credit probably to the rugby program here in Hong Kong now that they are in a position to actually rest their entire 7 squad and put out an entire new 15.
Absolutely. With the programme that the Sevens boys have got coming up over the next few months, London Sevens and the World Cup and World Games in Colombia, makes sense to rest them. But as you say, it's wonderful that there's people now who can step into those gaps.
Indeed, and here we go. James Hamgate's underway, and not the start that Charles French would have wanted. And off we go. And here comes that physical battle early doors.
Yeah, the UAE captain Brett Williams into the fray earlier on, knocking it up.
And there you see early, I think pretty humid out there, and expect a pretty slippy ball. That's 2 knock-ons in the space of 30 seconds, so not particularly a classic thus far.
Early nerves, AC, early nerves.
So here you go. You see the horse there, Steve Nolan, the big Irish boy here at tight head prop. a monster of a man.
Yeah, important first scrum. We talked about, Leon, his first cap. So Hong Kong will be hoping to make an early marker and give the UAE a bit of a shunt on their ball.
I mean, as a back, apparently this is all very important, the first scrum. And
unfortunately,
here they go.
a bit too much of a shunt there, Andy. Went early, Hong Kong.
Arabian Gulf working it forward nicely. There's the big prop, Paulo Tade getting his first tackling of the game. There'll be lots of those, no doubt.
I think the back row struggle battle is going to be particularly interesting. I know that the Hong Kong boys pride themselves on being a very tight unit. In UAE, Jamie Clark and Brett Williams, two standout players in their back row as well.
And you'll also see Mr. Matt Stockdale out there with his pink scrum cap on, showboating a little bit with the pink one. And Leon Y there giving away the first penalty, hands in the ruck. And I can imagine here this will be UAE's first shot at goal.
Yeah, very kickable position. And Captain Brett Williams, no hesitation in pointing to the sticks. So it looks like it'll be the number 10, James Ham, who will step up to have the first attempt at getting some points on the board. Hammy plays for the Dubai Hurricanes.
It's always good for a kicker to get a nice one in front of the post. It's a little bit to the left for him. But like I say, conditions very good, a bit humid, but apart from that, not a wind in sight, so he should knock this one over. And there's the commentator's curse.
He'll be disappointed with that. And you see that was a poor miss, and it wouldn't have done his confidence very good. That James Ham pulling the penalty attempt of the game past the left hand upright.
I think he's definitely got some nerves. He didn't really get hold of that initial kickoff either, and Chris McAdam there getting us restarted straight down to the number 7, James Clark, a big inspirational player, many caps for the